stronghold once again. It's going to be a TVZ. Spawning in the bottom left in orange, playing the wrong color. Actually, both players are playing the exact opposite color they should be. This is our Zerg player from Guns N' Roaches. It is Exothermic. And his opponent in the top left, actually semi-exact spawning positions as the previous game. In blue for CT6, it's our Terran player, TaliTemlaa. Alright, so one more TVZ here. On a massive map. Always difficult to deal with as a Terran player, trying to figure out how to actually engage on these kind of maps. Finding ways to attack without getting surrounded and not getting counterattacked by a ton of mutas in your base. This is one of those maps where it's frequently vetoed in TVZ, let's say that. It's just very difficult to deal with as a Terran player, but no problems. Let's see what these players said to do. See any CC first, or trying to go into mech or anything like that, or any sort of cheese. Given this is the big map, you don't expect to see too many cheeses on it. It is so difficult to actually find your opponent in the first place and get there in time to actually make your play style effective. Looks like is going to be going for a CC first here, so that's nice to see already. And going to be going up against a hatch first, so both players looking to go economy heavy quickly. There we go. First hatch comes down. I imagine. Well, is he can always yes. He's gonna put the CC down here at the actual expansion rather than trying to wall off and fend off any early Zerglings. So gonna have to wall off some other way is Temlaa. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, especially considering the fact that Exothermic is not going for any early pools. Still no pool down. There we go. The pool is coming down just now, but that was on 16, so it's going to be a while before there are any links on the map, and they're going to be in a really low number. They won't be able to really deal with a wall in the first place. Exothermic will eventually find this out. The Overlord is on a path to go see that the natural does exist. Actually, where is that? There it is. Overlord is rallied to this location. I'm not sure. It actually probably won't actually see the natural command center. I'm not necessarily sure about that vision range when it's over there. It'll be in this area or so. So it may see it. It may catch wind of that. But it will be very easy to actually scout that out once that Overlord is actually over there. No gas is down just yet for our Terran player either. This is a little frightening to play like this when you go CC first, especially in TVZ. There we go. There's the first gas. First gas coming down for Temlaa. Gonna make sure that it's able to get to a factory quick enough to deal with if there was a large swell of Zerglings. Orbital Command going to be coming down here in a second. First Marine on the way as well. Depot finishing up. CC finishing up as well. Going to be able to turn that one to an Orbital Command as well. And Temlaa's going to be setting up for a very nice economy. First couple lings are out on the map, actually chasing around in a CV right now. The CV does confirm this was indeed a hatchery first. Did see the fact there was the single gas right now. Actually, I just want to make sure that he did see the gas. Yeah, saw the gas. So he's going to know that speed is going to be a threat pretty quickly. Shouldn't be an issue though. Already walled off completely. A bunker even on the way behind this wall. So Temlaa's going to be nice and safe from any sort of ling aggression, especially with just speedlings. And if another gas comes down, so Exothermic can try to go for some sort of bust play here, sitting on double gas this early on, and probably going to stay at a low drone count and do something with the amount of gas he's getting, unless he wants to go for an extremely fast lair or something like that. There we go. There's the Baneliness coming down, so this is looking to be a very, very quick bust out of our Zerg player. The question is going to be, is Temlaa going to catch wind of it, and will Temlaa actually be able to hold off against this? Factory is coming down, so the possibility of Hellions is in existence. So that's nice. And Temlaa actually throwing down another bunker, which is nice. I'm not sure necessarily why that was coming down. Maybe just those star senses, Tangling and such. Actually, we got double Evo chamber coming down. So that's interesting. Despite the possibility of this early bust, I think those lings got in and saw that there was a second bunker coming in as well as the first one already there. They said, no, we're not going to try to bust that. That's kind of pointless. So let's go ahead and go to double upgrades. May as well. Now Exothermic's going to stay nice and safe back home with the amount of gas that he's going to have, as well as going to be able to go into double upgrades very, very quickly. No third base, however. So that's going to be necessary somewhat soon because, well, still ahead in workers, but mules are pretty cool. Mules are pretty cool units. +1 melee attacks on the way here for Exothermic. I'm imagining +1 carry will start here in a moment once the gas count is there and the mineral count is there as well. Those armor upgrades are always a little bit more expensive and a little bit more difficult to get out. First Widowman on the field here for TaliTemlaa as well. Going to be able to, yeah, again, just if there was a bust coming, TaliTemlaa is set up very nicely to fend that off. Stim on the way, these 2 bunkers down, Widowmines are already on the field. Hellion joining the fray as well, and now a 3rd command center being built here by TaliTemlaa. So this theoretical bust that could have come never actually did, and now we have a lair on the way, which is scanned. The scan sees absolutely everything. Sees the Baneless, sees the double Evo chambers working away, sees those 2 gases. Doesn't know about the 2 gases at the natural just yet. One more scan goes down. I'm not sure what that was checking. Oh, I was checking for a 3rd. That should still be in range. Yeah, it does see that the 3rd base does exist, so that is good information to have. Still, the threat of Metalisk will be quite real. Actually, another command center coming down. Well, oh, there we go. That was probably just an accident. Yeah. Second engineering bay, double engineering bay coming. Be able to go up to meters and also double upgrades of the Terran player. It's going to be able to do that as well with all of this. Well, not possible aggression right now, but there is a Spire on the way, so turrets are going to be necessary. There's actually a pretty low, still a very low economy right now for TaliTemlaa. With all of these barracks, as well as trying to make this 3rd command center, I think just a lot of SCVs have been skipped in production for quite a while here. +1 on the way from this engineering bay for those melee units. But yeah, still such a, I don't know, such a low economy. It's kind of frightening to deal with. Actually moving down the CC before turning it into anything. So this could turn into a planetary, I suppose. Not necessarily the most important or best decision to make for your 3rd base, unless you're very far ahead, and I don't really think that TaliTemlaa is ahead right now. So taking a planetary there would be kind of unnecessary, or kind of further putting TaliTemlaa behind in this game. 57 workers to 41 right now in favor of our Zerg player. It is going to be an orbital, so 3 mules at a time will help a good amount here for TaliTemlaa. Still only on 3 gases. The 3rd one here in the natural base hasn't quite been saturated just yet. A few SCVs just chilling out. I think they just built a couple of turrets. Imagine they saw the Spire. No, it hasn't seen the Spire just yet. It's kind of assuming the Spire is going to be a possibility. This lair was pretty quick, so no problem there. So, alright. I'm just looking around. Not too much going on just yet. 2-2 on the way for Exothermics. Very nicely timed out upgrades for our Zerg player, making sure to go directly into 2-2 as soon as he possibly could, and that's a lot of Lings out, and there's actually no medevacs just yet. Without any medevac support with this Bioforce, they do have stamps, so they're going to be able to kind of split against this, but that's a lot of Lings. They do have +1/+1 already. No upgrades on the Bio except for stem, but that's going to be enough to scare away Exothermic for a little while, but now the Bannings have joined this little fight. They're going to take out a good amount of that Bio, but lost absolutely everything for it. Resources lost are pretty, it's pretty much even, but 400 resource difference isn't that much, especially at this stage of the game, especially since Exothermic actually has 3 bases already. He's not going to be too afraid of losing that amount of units for the amount of army that he did trade. However, TaliTemlaa has a very scary army right now, at least in amount of units. Still no medevacs. First 2 medevacs will be popping out here shortly. They have to hightail it across the map to be able to join up with the rest of the forces. 10 more Banelings in production here for Exothermic on the middle of the map, and these actually may be run into directly by these the Bioforce. Actually scans and sees that's going to stem forward and try to take these out, but those are about to finish up, and they're going to roll directly actually into one Marauder. Actually, both Marauders taking a lot of those hits, so kind of upsetting there for Exothermic, but he still has this. He just has so much to be able to deal with this, and they're going to be able to clean that up just fine. 109 supply now to 75 in favor of our Zerg player, and he's got a bunch of Metalisks. Thankfully, there are turrets set up, so those Metalisks aren't going to be able to do too much. With a Ling counter, the Lings may just be enough to deal with this. 2-2 finishing up here. 2-2 has finished up. Go up against this +1/+0 Bioforces. They do have medevacs now, which is nice. No Banelings here, so another Baneling gets in, crashes into a couple Marines, and actually medevacs or Mules don't care about turrets. Take one turret out, but he lost a lot of Mules to do so. Fighting into yet another turret, fighting into Marines, so some missteps here for Exothermic. He's lost 8 of his Metalisk already. That's a pretty big blow, especially unnecessary damage done there. Did not need to lose all of those. There was an infestation. Look at the infestation pit has finished up, so Hive could be taken here by Exothermic now. Could be getting into 3-3, going for ultras as well if he wants to go for that Hive, but still only on these 3 bases. Doesn't have these extra gases from this other base just yet. Hatchery will be coming down here momentarily, so that base will be able to be taken, but TaliTemlaa already has a 4th base set up, turning into another orbital actually. Not even going for a planetary against all of this ground army. So that is a decision, I suppose. A few more buildings being morphed in right now for our Zerg player. Trying to do what he can. He's back up to a pretty nice Mutaflock now. Actually, Tali. Oh, I hate when this happens. I'm not sure if they're on hold position or just hasn't noticed the little icon over here saying that you have a bunch of workers not doing anything. Medevac actually healing up some. Another little engagement coming on down here in the middle of the map, but not a lot there. Actually, the Banelings were way behind this army, but now the Banelings are going to be crashing in here. They don't get too much done. Nicely done by Temlaa, able to split against that very well. But that's such a large Muta count. And he can fight into that. He's going to wait for the Banelings to clean up most of this army. Medevac goes down as well, and Exothermic just kind of continually putting on this pressure. 32 more Lings in production. Hive is just about to finish up as well. +1 Carapace is on the way for those flyers, and now there isn't really anything to stop this army of the Zerg players to start rolling into all of Tali's base area. SCV's repairing. Oh, I'm not sure. I think SCVs were actually attacking, but now they're going to try to repair this orbital, maybe. No, SCVs are actually going to be attacking now, and TaliTemlaa is just, dropping in supply pretty heavily now. 117 supply to 78. 3rd CC does go down. There is a 4th one up, which is nice. It isn't known about either. There is a drop in the main base that does a little bit of damage. It gets some worker kills for her trouble, which is nice. Good job, Medevac. You did a little bit of work in this game, but you're going directly into a Mutaflock, so that's upsetting. There's a bunch of overlords on the middle of the map. As I noticed it, Exothermic noticed that as well. I was like, what are you doing there? Those Mystery are super cool. Good thing there's no Vikings, that's nice. 11 more Mutalisks are in production right now, however. This Mutaflock is going to get completely out of hand here in a moment. Exothermic don't even bother getting up. Actually, just going to fight directly into Marines, which, no, don't want to do that. Going to run away from that. There's no point in doing that. TaliTemlaa trying to do what he can against this, but the economy is just so low right now for our Terran player. 42 harvesters right now, basically almost on, well, I guess 1.5 bases, let's call it that, with his worker count where it is. 18 over here. There's a few, actually there's only 3 workers over here, and well, some of these mules are not doing the job. There's a decent army here. 43 army supply to 53, still in favor of our Zerg player, and that's still a lot of mules. We've got 24 mules here in this little flock, as well as the amount of bands we have. Oh, we got 15 banelings here, and a bunch of lings as well. And I think just crashing directly into this army will be it'll be enough for Exothermic if he decides to do that. TaliTemlaa trying to push out on the map. No medevac support with this. I don't know where the one medevac she has is. Not there, however. Gonna scan some creepers is nice, but hey, look, there's an army crashing into me. Not what I want to happen right now. TaliTemlaa once again plummeting in supply. Mutalisk gonna fight straight up against Marines. Not necessarily the best choice, and actually some SCVs gonna be joining this battle as well, because hey, why not? Let's bring some SCVs in here for the fun. Y'all don't deserve to just sit back home and not die. 3-3 on the way here for our Zerg player. These Mutalisks just doing so much damage. Banelings crashing in, cleaning up some of the rest of these Marines. 142 supply to 62. This is looking pretty dire for our Terran player. Looking like Exothermic's going to put GnR back in the lead here, as Mutalisks are now on top of all of the production here of our Terran player. As the depots do get lifted, so it's going to take a little bit longer to clean up, I suppose. Now there's just nothing. We're actually out on the map. 15 Marines being produced at a time, which is pretty amazing. The problem is they're all being killed immediately as soon as they spawn, so it's a nice spawn camping going on here, and yeah, there we go. GG from TaliTemlaa. GnR goes up 3-2 in this series.